Good morning and sliding into afternoon. Judy Allen here, San Antonio, Texas, with Adventurous Stampin', and today is about Adventurous Guide, which is in the new annual catalog. And I'm going to show you what we're going to do. We're going to make some quick and easy cards for Father's Day, right? Which is coming up June 16th, I believe, and birthday cards, happy birthday cards, quick and easy. And I'm going to show you how quick and easy it is. All right, we're going to do 3 different cards, but they're similar but different. All right, so with that, let's go down the hands and let me show you what we got going, and let's do this. Right, so as we look at this, here is the annual catalog, and we're on page 36 and 37. This is the annual catalog that came out on March and April of next year. So look at here. This is what I'm showing you right here. And this is what we're going to be working with, right? And so lots of times people tell me, and here recently somebody says, I haven't created anything because I just don't know what to do. If you don't know what to do, hint number 1, just go to the catalog and find a picture. And if you think you can recreate it, go recreate it, all right? So the first one we're going to make is going to look pretty darn similar to this one, all right? And then from there, I'll show you the other ones. Now, what I started out with, just to show you, is the DSP paper. So the DSP paper is what we're going to be pretty much using. Let me get that one light off. And then we're just cutting these off, right? So when we cut this off, these down here are 2 inches across, so every 2 inches. So they make it really nice for you to be able to come and cut across. These are 3 inches wide. And so you can you're going to want to come across this way, right? Because you came down this way, you cut this one in half. So you want to come down and do these. These are all in 4-inch strips, right? And then this is 3 inches, 3 inches, and then here's 6. And then each of these are 3 inches, all right? Just these are 2 down here. So these are just easy to cut and use just like you would in a Fairmont pack, right? So that's what we're going to do. So this is the first one here, is what we saw it looks like on the front of the card, or in the catalog. So we're going to sit there, and I went ahead, I didn't cut mine where it covered the whole cardstock. They did. I'm doing mine at 4 by 5 1/4. I just think that's easier because that's what I normally do. I could have done the other way, but I didn't. So we're going to put this down. And then what we have, and see, this is pretty too. You could do something with this. Do something with all of it, right? But I just wanted to show you how you can make some quick and easy Father's Day cards or birthday cards, right? I never have enough birthday cards. I don't know about you, but I never have enough. So this here was DSP, right? That's in there, and I just made sure it coordinated. I used the catalog as the guide. And these are just the 2 pieces we cut off that paper, all right? So I cut this piece off here and this one right here, and that's all we're using right here. So I'm going to actually put this one down flat. They don't really show you, but I'm going to put this one down flat, and we're going to put this one up with dimensionals. And then we're going to put our airplane up on dimensionals. Now, the airplane that you see on my right was cut. This was DSP, and this was cardstock, both it and the propeller there. And we can accent that as well, too. We can do whatever we want, right? Because we're creating a card for somebody else. Now, we're going to have to punch a hole through this. And all I did was use my take a pick tool, which one end of it, when you flip it over, you can make it and punch it through. All right. Now, if you don't feel comfortable with that, put a mat or something underneath. Here's the opposite side with the spatula, right? So when you take it out and flip it over, that's what you get. Okay. So, and then these are fun because you can tilt them sideways if you want to. And theirs, they actually did it straight like this. I think I'm going to do mine just like this because I can, right? Because we can. So we're going to put this up on dimensional. So all we have to do with this here is put some ribbon on it. This is actually trim, not ribbon. And I'm just going to trim it off because I know I'm going to have too much, but I'd rather have a little too much than not enough. And then all we're going to do through here is feed this through. Now what it looks like, it looks like they, in the catalog, it looks like they fed this through. Let me get this through here. I had it through, and then I didn't have it through. So I have been known to also use, if I needed to use an embroidery needle to feed this through. You could do that with ribbon or this, right? It's anything. Okay, so it looks like what they did is they took the loop up here. So they actually, right, we're going to form a loop. So what they've done, for the sake of keeping it simple for me, we're just going to go ahead and tie a knot here at the moment. You can't see what they did on the end of theirs, but that's what I'm going to do on the end of mine at the moment, because any excess ribbon I can sit there and cut off and trim off, right? See if I can get at least one of them going there. All right, it looks like what they did is they just took this here, and they took the top, and they tied it in a knot, like this here. So, right, some of it's just speculation on my part, right? I don't have it exactly. And then it looks like, they sat there and did another one. So they actually cut it down here as far as they wanted. Had this appear, and then they tied another knot, okay? So we're just going to tie another knot. And we'll get as close to that as we can, and then we'll just trim it off. Now this would be a really cool bookmark, right? You could easily make these into bookmarks. You could either put your sentiment on back because this is light colored, or you could put some cardstock on back and do the same thing. So theirs looks just like this. So in order for me to do that, I'm just going to take a glue dot. I'll put a glue dot to keep it still for the moment, and then what I'll do is I'll turn around, and when I go put a dimensional on here, I'll have that dimensional anchoring in as well too. So I'm just coming back here on the back, and put this right here. If you want to trim off the excess, you can. If you don't want to, you don't have to either, right? The only person that's going to know that knot is back there is you. So, or if you're watching the live, then you know it then as well. So I'm just going to put a dimensional back here. And see how that's going to actually help hold it as well. And I'm just going to trim off the knot part of it. I don't have to trim off all the rest, but I'm at least trim that part off, because I know it's going to be held down with this. And then we'll just go ahead and put these down right here. I'm not sure which one that came off of right here. Yeah, just look for the shiny part, right? Okay. And then I'm just going to go ahead and put one up here. And I'll put another one right here. Alright, we'll take this off. We'll put this on. And we'll just have a quick and easy card that we're going to put, like I said, we're going to put this on here. I do like just tilting mine just a little bit, right? And we're not worried about if it flaps over or not. So they actually have theirs up here like this, sort of straight right here. And I'm just going to tilt mine just a little, right? Because I can. And then we're going to put the airplane right here. So again, I'm just going to put it on dimensionals. Sort of, tell you what it reminds me of, it's sort of like, I feel like saying, come fly with me, right? I'm going to put that right up here. And then we're going to do, I'm going to do this on Happy Father's Day, because that's what they did in the catalog. And that just sort of inspires me, right? Put it right here. Right there. Okay. Alright, and then we're going to stamp Happy Father's Day. And I pulled out, again, I just pulled out the Mossy Meadow to match and coordinate with this. And I already got Happy Father's Day out. Now what I did is when you die cut these little propellers out, that's a little crooked. Let's see if we can do it back over on this side, a little bit straighter. If not, we'll take the straightest of the two. Well, neither one of them is very straight. I don't like that at all. Okay, let me do this then. I'm not sure why I'm off, but I'll stand up. See if that makes a big difference. For whatever reason, that was just like really off. Okay. Alright, worst case scenario, if you can't get it straight, then I would suggest, what I've done before is, besides flipping over, do something, use a round, right? I'm just going to stick it right up in here if I can. If I can, I can, right? Okay, so I'm just going to leave it just right about here, so it's crossing over everything, right? So I've got the airplane coming here, I've got Happy Father's Day coming just right below that a little bit more. We could make it just a little bit lower, right? Let's make it just a little bit lower, because we can. Alright, so you'd see I got layers, right? If I like Shrek, got layers. Okay, so I've got this right here, and I've got my Happy Father's Day. So I can put a dimensional right under here. And that's, and that's it. That's all they've done. That's all they've done in the catalog, okay? So, now I did do some extras of these. That would be sort of cute. They didn't do this, but I thought it'd be sort of cute that we could actually put a propeller down here. Right? So let's put a propeller down here. And I can just do that with a glue dot. Don't need anything really bigger than that. And I'm really going to get that ink out of my way before I actually dump my hand in it. So, yep. So if the dot's too big, then just roll it. Okay? That's all you got to do. Just roll it. So yeah, so these cut 2 at a time, and I thought, well, that'd just be cute. Just put it right there, right? And there we go. So it's a little bit something we added that was not in the catalog, but that's okay, right? Catalog is a great way if you don't know what you want to make, you just want to get started, then just use the catalog as your guide, all right? So that's card number 1. That was just very easy to make, right? So card number 2. We're going to do the same thing. We're just using a different color, right? So again, these are the pieces of paper. This is 3 inches by 4, and this is 2 by 4, right? So, and this was the DSP they were adding to it. So, right, this is pretty on this side. You could easily do something with this. And we're just going to do it like this right here. And it's a silver slate color. With a checkered here, but it really looks good. This is on boho blue that I'm putting this on. All right, so we can do this the same way. I'm just doing this a little bit stand up, right? So we're just going to put it right here, and we'll do this one just a little bit up like that, just like we did the other one. And then our airplane's just going to come across like right here. All right, so we're picking up colors, all different colors. I also have a blue one, but I think the blue one I'm saving for another one here. It's the same thing. We're going to put this on just like we did the other card. So again, this was cut from the DSP, the one sheet that had all these different tags and other stuff. Just showing you that you can take the same concept, right? And I just change the color of paper, change the color of tag. We're going to do the same thing here. We're going to sit there and do what we just did, but it just have a totally different look. Same concept, we're building them the same. It's just using different paper or using the DSP they've got there for us. Alright, so I'm going to do the same thing. But we're going to have a different look. Alright, so just by changing like we're doing, we get a totally different look. Let me get that again. Alright, there we go. Okay, so I'm going to do the same thing. So I'm just taking it like I did a minute ago. And if you didn't want it to, you could just leave it really like that if you wanted to, right? But we're not. We're going to do at least one knot like we did a while ago. Like I said, you could easily make these into bookmarks. If you got people that like to read hard copy, paperback still. I do. My granddaughter does. I have other members of the family do too. We still like some stuff in our hands there that we can read, whether it's a magazine, newspaper, right? Or, let's see, I messed that up there a second. Yeah, so it's like any of those kind of things, right? We like to mark it. You know, it could even be a Bible. I know I have markers in my Bibles. I actually have more than one marker, right? Because I'm reading more than one section at a time. So, that's what I do. I just mark it, and so I know where I left off and where I want to begin. Let's see if I can get that. I might have done this one a little bit too short. So I'm going to say we'll try one more time, and if not, we'll let it go, right? It's just not worth it. Okay, there we go. All right, so again, we're just going to put this up on dimensionals. So if you're worrying about the Informa packs, they sit there as the same thing, right? Everything's pre-die cut for you and everything and all. So they don't use those, you just to punch out. This one I had to at least cut with paper, right? Or scissors. So you actually had a little flag right here and here that I actually cut off. So I've done it both ways. I've done it with the trimmer, paper trimmer, and I have done it with the scissors. Either way, whatever works best for you. Again, we're just going to put this up a little bit, just like we did the other one. And then we're going to put our airplane on here with some dimensionals. And just because I don't like to be thought of as a robot that just sits around, a machine that's going to be cranking out handmade stuff, I like to change it up a little bit, right? So what I've done on this one is, we'll do this one flying right here, is we're going to use these, right? I think these are really cute and fun. We're going to do happy birthday. And I'm going, since I used boho blue here, I brought, let's see, what did I bring for myself? I brought Night of Navy, because it'll pick the color up. And I also have basic gray. So this is going to be a happy birthday. And what I've done here too is we're going to see what looks really good with this. Alright, so I'm going to go ahead and stamp happy birthday here. And I'm going to do it in Night of Navy. And I did a couple of things here so we can see what we like best, right? Because we can always change things around. I'll have to clean that before I use it again. So with this one here is, I bought these bigger tags because we can actually do the happy birthday and put it down here, right, like this. So it crosses over and it just really makes the happy birthday stand out. So there's choices, right? Or the other option choice would be is, we'll just stick it down here and put it up on dimensionals. Alright, so this one I'm going to do on dimensionals. The next one I'm going to do, we're going to lift it up. Alright? But it's all, we always have choices, right? And that's what I like, is that we're able to do that. So this is a happy birthday. And I do know several people that enjoy airplane rides, the small planes, right? As well as large planes. So these would be some people definitely be spot on to give them for their birthday, right? Now the other thing I wanted to add on this was, so let's see how it's going to look. I always take this off so you can see how it looks. So I wanted to put these like right here. Just a little extra touch, right? So these are actually, it's not with the sweet, these are actually just as adhesive back textured dots. That's what it says. So it looks like it's got enough texture on it. Man, it looks like it belongs, right? So that's all I'm going to do. I'm going to put on the wheels right here. And we'll get this one here. And I'm going to put one also on the propeller. Right? Just because I can, right? Just to be different. Give it some little bling there. Alright. So I did that because I can, right? So it's just a little touch of a little, doing something a little bit different. Okay, let me put that aside. So that is number 2. And then here is number 3. Again, I've used, this is a DSP that I've cut to 4 5 1/4. And the other 2 pieces are straight from the DSP. All I did is cut them out, right? Just had a straight line cut with the paper trimmer. And that's how easy it is for us to make it. Now the die cutting, so what I did on this one is I did die cut the same DSP paper on all the planes with the exception I changed out, right? All I did is I changed out the cardstock here. So the base of the plane is the same, I've just changed out the cardstock, okay? So here's ours again, and we're going to just put it down. This is nice and colorful on its own. So the, you know, when you sit there and look in the catalog, it tells you what colors go really good with the DSP paper. Their recommendations, right? You can use whatever you want. But their recommendations are the copper clay, Night of Navy, smoky slate, boho blue. So boho blue is one of the ones we used. We're going to take our trim again, and I give myself a little more slack this time. And we're just going to do the same thing, okay? Because in the end, I'm going to show you all 3 that we did. So the layouts are the same, right? Except for whatever I changed a little bit differently. And I'll point those out again. And the fact that we've changed some colors, right? So we've changed background colors. We've changed cardstock as the base. But the layout's pretty much the same, right? Layout's the same. I know, right? I feel like this is a tag I'm supposed to put on my luggage. Alright, let me do that again. Which it is very similar, right? Very similar. Okay, so we're going to do the same thing here again. And again, if it's too long, it's fine. We can trim off the excess, tuck it underneath. And only people that'll know is that you and I, if you're watching, that'll be it. So nobody else knows your secrets. Alright, so see, I've got all that excess. All I'm going to do is I'm just pull it right here so I'll have it nice and tight. Again, I'm just do like I did earlier. I'm going to use a glue dot to hold that down until I can get my dimensional so it's not wiggling around on me. I think sometimes that's the things that's, oops, got my finger. That's some things that annoy me sometimes is when things wiggle around on me, right? I've got a plan for it, where I want it to go, and it moves. In this particular case, I had a plan for it, and the glue dot stuck to me. So there you go. You just sort of have to go with the flow, right? So letting it irritate you, just go with the flow. All right, so I enjoy flying. I don't know if you enjoy flying, but I do. And I always like going up in the clouds. And, you know, used to you could see a lot of these size planes out there doing like come marry me or maybe you marry me type stuff, right? Or they're out there doing other kind of advertisements. So I don't see them as much, but you know, it could be in other areas you see them more frequent than you do here. So, right? But it's fun. I have to tell you, when I worked in the newspaper, I got to go to the newsroom people. We sometimes, actually when Sioux Falls up in that area had a lot of flooding, they needed a volunteer to go up in the airplane with one of the journalists, and I got to do that. And it didn't bother me at all. I enjoyed it. Other people didn't want to do it. So, alright, so I'm just going to put this on dimensionals just like we did with the others. Now this one I'm going to add a little bit of something different because I can, right? And that is I'm going to add these silver, I can't think what you call them right now. But just a minute, you'll get to see them. I'm going to put this right here. And I'm going to do this in Happy Birthday. I was going to do this one in Smoky. I could do it either way. Let me clean this first, though. I'm going to do it in the basic gray is what I brought. So I actually brought 3 different inks. Night of Navy, Mossy Meadow, which I already used too. And we'll see. If we don't like it, that's fine. I can do it over. And I'll just flip the tag over and we'll do another color. But I think I'm going to like this one. So I just picked out colors they recommend for cardstock, and I just went around and did the inks, right? Okay, so there's Happy Birthday. Let's see how we're going to like it. I was going to sit there and take it and put it like right on here. Which I'm fine with this because of the fact is I know I can go and use my pen downstairs and do that, and that'll be just perfect. Alright, so I'm just going to put this up on small dimensionals. Just because it's smaller and it's going to be easier. And I just want it to stick. And I just wanted to show you how you could use this tag. Now this tag you might think is a little big, which is fine. But it's just how you can take a die set that's got different sizes in it and add, just do things in 2 different colors and put them together. And we'll just put them up right up here. So we're giving ourselves some different colors, right? Now, this is already on a dimensional. So I'm going to sit there and put the dimensional down here on the bottom. Alright? Because this is going to lay flat right here. Okay? And then I'm just going to put some dimensionals on the other end. That isn't going to cross over. And this will have it ready to go. Okay, so I'm going to put it right here. So I just got it crossing over a little bit of everything, right? So you can still see it, but at the same time I got a nice happy birthday. So what I wanted to show you is that I really like these, and I've used them already in some other stuff. They are called industrial trinkets, and if you got this suite, it comes with it. So we're just going to put a couple of these around. They look good either way, right? So I did some of mine like this, and I did some the other way as well too. So you can see how it just looks if you just do it differently. So just do it this way, and we're going to get one more up here. Okay, we'll do them right there. All right, so we're just gonna put these. Now these you'll have to put on with glue. These are, you could do a glue dot. It won't stay with a glue dot because you really need something else. It's gonna last a little bit stronger than the glue dot, right? Because this is heavy. So you will have to most write on an envelope if you're gonna send this out in the mail. You don't want them to sit there and put this through the mailing machine, right? You want them to hand process this because of these right here. And you have to pay a little bit more for it, but hey, it is worth it, right? Whoever you give it to, it's worth it. So, let me show you. Here we go. Here was the first card that we created. Okay? This one was set up to look like the one in the catalog, the sample we had in the catalog. We just added this a little bit different here, and our square is either about the same or maybe a little bit larger. Alright? Other than that, we're pretty darn close and spot on, except we didn't take our paper all the way to the end. Here is card number 2. That, again, we still used what they had that was already pre-done. The same thing with the tag here. And we added our string. And so the difference we made is we'd add some different type of embellishment here. And we used a different tag with different ink color. And then this one here is the third one, right? So same thing. This was in the DSP that was already made. We just had to cut it. And same thing here with the tag. And again, we just changed embellishments. Change the color of the ink. We added this right here. Yep. So, and we added these guys here. So you see the layouts are all the same, right? It was very simple and easy to pick that out and do. And we kept the basis of our planes the same, and we just changed out the cardstock, right? So those are all the changes made. So that's how quick and easy it is to make 3 cards, whether it's for birthday or Father's Day, right? Birthday or Father's Day, it works just fine. So if you didn't want to make them all the same, we just made some subtle changes, right? We just made some subtle changes so they're not all exactly the same, but the layouts are the same, right? So that's how it's always easy, quick and easy to make some cards by keeping the same layout, but changing colors if you don't want them to be the same. So I hope you enjoyed that. And you know, I really enjoy this set. And we'll be doing this next week as well, too. And it's also our June monthly Adventure Club kit as well. So with that, be sure to go out there, create, share, and give, right? That's what it's all about. Father's Day is coming up about 2.5 weeks down the road. Maybe not even that. Yeah, 2.5 weeks down the road. So get busy. And happy birthday is for any time of the year. And if you enjoyed it today, be sure to like and follow us here on Facebook and share it with others. And also be sure to follow us on YouTube where we'll post the videos, and Instagram where we'll post the photos. Be blessed. Look forward to seeing you next week with Keep It Simple or Step It Up. Bye.